Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in business. Hello and welcome to episode 44 of this podcast. Can you believe it? Already 44 episodes. The year is about to end. I can't believe it. It's gone so fast, and it's all happening. You know, we had lots of happening this year and we're still standing. How many of you feel like that? Do you feel like, oh my gosh, if I've passed this year in business, I legit can do anything? Do you feel that way? Do you feel like we just had the toughest year ever and we're still surviving? That's a really good sign. If this is the first year of business, it shouldn't be this hard. I mean, the first year of business usually is very hard, but not this hard. This has been a whole new level of commitment, mindset, strength, and so on. So I'm here, I feel you. You have done an incredible job. So just congratulations. Now, today, I wanted to talk to you about something that I have noticed. I've been working in different companies, helping them to get the procedures, processes, and the business up to 2020. So going more online, having strategies on how to work with the virtual team. And pretty much this is becoming my strength because I've done that myself, right? We've got 15 people now working in our team. A lot of them are not in the office. We've got 7 people in the office and everyone else is outside. And we're really working on, you need to hire another person to do the marketing side. And, the business grows. It's only going to grow if you are willing to invest in it. And investing in a business, it means also hiring people. And so we were doing the job description of this for this company and for this new position that we're going to hire. And the person was like, the CEO was like, I don't know if any of this is like me, like if I would hire me. So I love this because it's such a good thing to talk about. Like, would you hire yourself in business? This is what we're going to talk about today. Because a lot of us are in business and we are putting out their job descriptions and trying to get people to work in our business when we haven't done the work ourselves. We haven't stepped up to the occasion ourselves. We just want to delegate it and not do it, which I am all for it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love delegation. I delegate everything. I delegate my cooking. I've got a chef, full-time chef. I've got a cleaner. I've got a person to clean my car. I've got a person to take Ollie boy for walks. We've got all of that, right? All of that, it's happening. And it's all sorted and it's incredible because I don't want to do it. But if I had to do it, if something happened and the business had to keep going, I can go for it. I can be productive. I can do all the bits that I don't want to do now because obviously I'm working more on the business or in the business, but I would totally hire me. I would totally hire someone like me. So let me ask you a question. Would you hire you? What I mean by that is like, are you productive? Have you been productive with your own time? First and foremost, right? If you were paying someone else, right? Think about this. Would you not care how they spend 5 minutes of their time, right? I do. I mean, trust me. I do that a lot. I work with my team. I'm working on getting them as productive as possible and wasting less time as possible. So I do care if they're productive. And if they're not productive, I help them and coach them and give them tools on how to be even more productive. So the question I've got for you is, have you been productive in your own business? How are you using your time? Have you been effective with your time? Have you been writing procedures on everything that you do? Have you really stick to your calendar and making sure that you are as productive as possible? Or did you find yourself that half an hour later you've been like scrolling on your phone? Honestly, this is one of the best thing that you could do for yourself is write down a list of things and qualities that you want in the person that you would like to hire, and ask yourself if you have them in you. It doesn't mean that you've been doing all that work, because like, for example, I can work on technology if I force myself. It's going to take me a long time, right? So that's why I hire people that are tech savvy so that they do that for me. I can do it, but I choose not to do it. So the question is, would you, if something happened to a business, would you hire someone like you? That is the question that you want to have. So are you motivated? Are you motivated in your business? Are you excited about your business? Are you a fast learner? Right? We all say that we want to hire fast learners. Are we fast learner? And if you're not, how can you become one? How can you be open-minded and be, resilient? Are you adapted to change? We all want to hire people that are adaptable to change, but sometimes as a CEO, we're not. So are you adaptable to change? Are you okay to, invest in your business? Are you okay to grow the business? Or are you stuck on your own ways? Because you can't get an innovative team if you are not. You can't get a team that is open to change if you are the leader and you're not. So there are some of the skills that you are looking in your team that you have to have mastered yourself, right? Are you, how do you deal with problems? I say to my team, do not come to me with problems. Come to me with solutions of the problem. So I want you to have a problem, have 3 solutions, come to me and say, this happened, this is how I will fix it, which one you want me to do? So in that case, I need to do the same for my business, right? I need to work on solutions rather than get stuck in problems. And we know that a lot of us as CEO, we get stuck in problems and we just don't see the way out. And we can't be good leaders if we don't walk our talk, right? So do you have a good attitude? Do you have a can-do attitude? A lot of us don't have that. We're like, that is too difficult. That is impossible. That's never going to happen, right? Are you someone that sees the bigger vision and is willing to take the steps to go there? Or are you just seeing the problem and you never want to get yourself to that? Are you tidy? Are you tidy in what you're doing? Like, are you... Excuse you, Ollie. There's my little lolly boy dog that is scratching himself and making a noise. I'm sorry if you had some background noise in there. So are you tidy? Are you someone that works nice and tidy? Or do you save stuff and you never know where you put them and you can never find your own files? Again, you need to make sure that you know, at least you follow procedures, right? It's someone that, this is so funny. Do you follow procedures? Oh my gosh. I remember working with a company that the CEO was not willing to follow his own procedures. Like, you can't expect your team to follow procedures if you don't do it. And don't get me wrong, right? I now can have someone that help me follow procedure. I can hire. I've got a person next to me and my right hand woman that does that. Amy, she's the one that follow procedures. She's the one that makes sure that the team follow procedures. She's the one that is so super detail oriented, and I can be creative and I can be and stay in my flow. But to be able to train Amy, I had to shift my brain and go into that frame of mind of being productive and be focus oriented and do all of these things so that I could teach it, right? Then once the team have it, then I can go back to my flow, to my natural state, which is totally fine. But I need to make sure that I can shift my brain and go into the different levels where I need to be able to be the best leader I can, right? Are you positive? Do you have a positive attitude at work, or do you drag yourself to work? Are you excited about your day, right? Think about the person that you want to hire. Do you have those skills yourself? Are you reliable? At the beginning of my business, I wasn't reliable. I remember my team didn't trust me. They didn't trust me because I was all over the place and really was creating a culture of nobody trusting each other. I didn't trust them. They didn't trust me. But the meaning of trust, what I mean by that is that they didn't trust that I would finish the work. They didn't trust that when I say I would do something, I would do it. Now, when I say that to my team, my current team, they say, what? You're a machine. You get everything done. When you say you do something, you'll do it. And I'm like, yeah, that's who I am now, but I never used to be like that. I never used to be like that. I had to learn how to be like that. I had to learn how to be reliable so that my team can trust me. So do you follow through on your own word with your clients, with your team? What is your biggest value? You need to be clear on all of that to be able to hire. And some of you might be saying, oh, I'm at the beginning of my business. I don't hire people yet, so this podcast is not for me. And I say, well, you need to hire you first and foremost. You're the first person that you're hiring right now. So you better listen to this and really become that perfect employee, because you are your first employee. Even if you don't like the word employee, if you don't want to be working for someone, you are working for your business right now. At the beginning of your business, that's what you do. Then you'll be able to scale it. You'll be able to move forward. You'll be able to be a CEO. You'll be able to have people working for you. Then you can have a little bit more freedom. But until you have 5, 6, and 7 people in your team, we need to be more disciplined. We need to really work on becoming disciplined and becoming good at being focused and finish what we started. How many of you don't feel like you finish what you started? Do you feel that? You start something and then you get bored and you start another project, and then you get bored and you start another project, and then you get bored and you start another project. I hear you. With lots and lots of people are doing that. So make sure that you actually follow through, that you stay focused, that you have the attitude. Write a list of all the traits that you would like your perfect employee to have, and make sure that you master those skills. You have to be the first person that really is the best employee. You want to give yourself the Employee of the Year award, right? Then when you think about hiring, I'm not talking about hiring someone here in your city. You could hire someone virtually. You can have a first virtual assistant. You can have someone working overseas for you. There is multiple ways to do that. But again, if you wouldn't hire yourself, you won't be able to teach your next team member how they should be in the business, right? So the first thing that I say when I hire someone, I say, I don't care about the skills. I can teach the skills. There is something that I can't teach: attitude. I can't teach mindset. I can't teach attitude. It would take me way too long. I don't have time to do that. So the first thing that I do when I ask people is, do you read? So this is something that I go, well, if I don't read, how can I expect my employees to read? So are you reading? Are you filling your brain with positive stuff? The other thing that I ask people is, do you listen to news? I don't want anybody in my team to be immersed in listening to the news and filling the brain with negative stuff all the time. That is something that I don't want in my team. So do you read? And I often ask them, what's your favorite book? And if it's like a book that has got nothing to do with personal development, they are not my people. I want people that work for me that are in the same frame of mind. They don't have to be coaches. They don't have to be as knowledgeable as me in mindset, but they have to be the positive attitude. So they have to have read at least 1 or 2 books. I often ask them if they read The Secret. I mean, The Secret is very, very, very basic on personal development, but if they haven't heard of The Secret, if they haven't read The Secret, they might not be the right person working for me. I ask them, what is your favorite movie? And what did you get out of that movie? I ask them questions like that. It's doing an interview to work for empowering events. It's weird. Everybody tell me that. Why are you asking me this question? You haven't asked me any question about my skills. I don't care about your skills. They're in your CV. I can read those. Those are boring. I just want to know about you. Because I can't teach that. I ask them, do you listen to podcasts? What podcast is your favorite one? I ask them questions. How do you deal with problems? How do you deal with challenges? I ask them questions that are things that I can't teach. I mean, I could, but it would take me way too much energy and power to do that. I want them to have the basics of personal development. I want them to really be on the same wavelength that we are. So if I want that from them, then am I doing it? I do read, I do listen to podcasts, I do study, I am obsessed with personal development. So I need to keep going to be able to be on the same level, to be able to be the leader of a group like that. I have actually started in my business a book club. So I've got books that I pass on to my team so that they can read them. It's so important for me to have team members that understand mindset and understand what we are about here. I can't have team members that they whinge and whine all the time. So therefore, I cannot be whinging and whining all the time. I need to learn how to be positive. I need to learn how to work on my mindset and not bringing my own problems into my business. Very important. So make a list of all the things that you really want from someone that are non-negotiable. and make sure that you behave like that you don't have the non-negotiable yourself. Someone told me that we got to do that in relationships, and it's so true, right? I wouldn't want someone that is a smoker, so first and foremost I need to make sure that I don't smoke. Isn't that fascinating? I don't want someone that drinks, therefore I need to make sure that I don't drink, so that I can be on the same wavelength of the people that I'm trying to attract in my life. That is the same thing in business. So be the best employees in your business so that you can attract those type of people. The moment that I started to really work on the behind the scene of my business, when I started to create procedure and processes, and I started to stick by it, and I started to really make sure that those are followed, the moment that the business completely changed. It was incredible, the results that we got out of the business. So every year I look into how can I improve the business, how can I improve the procedures, how can we maximize our time and become more productive. My whole team work on that so that we can become a stronger team the year after. So you need to start to treat your business as a business that's going to have employees eventually, if you don't have them already, and you got to start to think about long term, right? And think about, okay, what can I do now that is going to help me in the future? I do everything for my future self. I knew that this business was going to get to the 2 million. I knew, I had no doubts. So how can we get you to know that? How can we get you to become the best employee of the month or of the year? Let's do that, and then you'll be super ready to start hiring. Hiring people doesn't mean that your business can afford it. I've always hired people before my business could afford it. Lots of people hire way too late. You need to hire when you are seeing that the business is about to grow, when you are before the growth happen, because if you hire people during the growth, it's too hard for them to keep up. Nobody will have time to train them. You need to do it before the business is exploding. That's why I've started hiring virtual assistants, so that would help me to create a foundation. And so when I hired the first people in Australia, I already had 2 virtual assistants, right? So really start to think about what does the business need next year and start to implement those strategies now. You got this, my friend. Hiring people means that you're going to be able to serve more clients. You're going to be able to change more lives. You're going to be able to grow your vision. You're going to be able to be that leader that you always dreamed to be. Don't be afraid. Don't think in scarcity, and start to make an impact. Be the leader you can be. Enjoy, and I'll see you next week. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, then you have to come check out the Entrepreneur's Abundance Mindset Mastermind. It's my monthly mastermind where you get to spend time with me, where we take all this material, we apply it, we study it, and so we can take your business to a whole new level. So just go to the Francesca Moi, the Meetup Queen Facebook business page, and then just send me a message and you'll be able to choose the option EAM Mastermind. I would love to have you join me there, and I'll see you next week.